Hey NFL fans, Tom Downey here. If you did not already know, we have a bunch of different team channels here at Chat Sports, including our Cowboys only one at youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. Coming up next is one of those Cowboys videos. Now, if you're not a Cowboys fan, shout out your favorite team in the comments section, and maybe you can speak into existence that team becoming the next channel here at Chat Sports. Hello friends, welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com and use promo code COWBOYS to save 20% off. We'll tell you more about them later on in the show. Let's dive into the latest Cowboys rumors and news. We'll begin with Dak Prescott being the highest paid NFL player. Yes and no on this one, but a little bit more of the yes. So we're going to give it 3 stars today. If there is a deal, anticipate Dak being the highest paid player, at least based on the average per year figure. The issue, as the Dallas Morning News has said, as others have said for a while now, continues to focus on the years, and thus as a result, there is some issues in the per year figures, and more importantly, the guarantee and the structure and all of the, not minutia, but less important details that are still, of course, critical to getting a deal done. Now, even if Dak becomes the highest paid player, don't freak out too much, because he ain't going to last long. Deshaun Watson's going to come through, Patrick Mahomes is going to come through, and regardless of what the figure ends up being, Dak's not going to get $35 million or whatever the figure ends up being in year one. No. The Cowboys will structure it smartly, and this is just one example of what they could do. And it also shows why there is a difference in the years. If the NFL salary cap explodes the way the league anticipates it doing, 43 in year 5, probably not going to be top 5 highest paid quarterback money. Like, just in all honesty, in all seriousness. Now, part of the issue here is also the guaranteed structure. The alleged report from Mike Fisher, about $106 million guaranteed, which is by no means a disrespectful offer, but it is less than Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, and Russell Wilson. And many of you have pointed this out before. Guaranteed matters a little bit more than the per year, because how much is that player really going to get? Now, I think on a 4-year structure, Dak's probably going to get all 4 years of that money paid out. So regardless, Dak's going to get paid a lot of money if the deal ends up getting done. It is weird. It is unusual. It's confusing. It's frustrating maybe for those of you that want Dak to get paid, that there isn't a deal done yet at this point. So predict for me in the comments section. Does a Dak Prescott deal get done? I doubt it happens until around July 15th when that deadline comes, and then there can be no extension after that. That's your true deadlines make deals, if you will. So I will make this the pinned comment on the video. So if you get hit with the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down, type Y for yes or N for no. Let's go to Trevon Diggs here. Is he going to start for the Dallas Cowboys? There's a possibility. I'm going to give it 2 stars on this one. Again, this idea comes to us from the Dallas Morning News. The tricky part for Diggs is that the cornerback battle in whatever camp looks like this year, I guess, is probably the number 1 camp battle for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this new regime is high on Diggs. Remember, they had him inside their top 32 overall. He was in consideration in a trade down in round 1. This is a new regime, even though the front office is very similar, but the coaching staff is very different. That matters. They have invested in him a lot more than they have players like Awuzie, even Darrell Woolley, who they signed, but they invested more in Diggs. So there is no guaranteed starting spot for Trevon Diggs this year. However, he's going to have chances to earn it. Now, I still have some long speed concerns about Diggs. I think in large part that's why he fell down to that mid to late part of round 2. But at Alabama, he fared pretty well. Pretty good production, couple interceptions. A former receiver has not yet hit his ceiling. Now, if Awuzie stays at corner, he's probably still going to start. Anthony Brown might be your starting nickel with the way the Cowboys paid him, which means in this particular scenario, you're going to have a couple different options for that other outside starting corner spot. Maybe it's Darrell Woolley, a little bit more experience than some of the other guys on this list, and he could also potentially move to safety just like Awuzie. Jordan Lewis, free Jordan. I know many of you are on board with that. And then there's Diggs. Diggs is the one I think you want to maximize the development of this offseason, this year, and, of course, into next year as well. So if you had to pick only one of these guys to start, who would it be? DW for Daryl Worley, JL for Jordan Lewis, or TD for Trevon Diggs? If you guys have not already, hit that big red button and subscribe. You guys are awesome. We are on the verge of hitting 61K subscribers. Crazy to think we did that in a period of time that's less than 2 years. You guys are the best. So if you haven't already, because we still know about half of you guys watch the show but aren't subscribed, kind of blows my mind, hit that big red button and subscribe. Make sure you don't miss any of the awesome videos we turn out here at the Cowboys Report. Moving on now to Tony Pollard. Is he the secret weapon? I don't know if secret weapons exist in the NFL because it's the NFL. Like, these players were almost all drafted. The opposing teams know them. But I think you can make an argument for Pollard. Now, there are some other buts that we'll get into, so I'm going to give this one 2 stars. Maybe Blake Jarwin actually makes a bit of sense as the secret option as well. Pollard was highly efficient last year. In fact, at a level that probably isn't repeatable among running backs with 60-plus carries, which isn't much of a baseline. Pollard finished 3rd in yards per attempt, 1st in yards after contact per attempt, and was super elusive as well. He showed a lot better contact balance than even what I saw in the preseason. And Pollard will still be part of the offense in 2020, even with Lamb coming in and your new, probably heavily focused 11 personnel. He's going to be involved. Now, FanSided predicted 600-plus rushing yards and 300-plus receiving yards, which is a lot to ask for out of a number 2 back. I mean, that's damn near 1,000 all-purpose yards. I just have a very difficult time seeing that. 455 yards on 86 carries, a 5-yard per carry clip. Again, that's a lot to ask for. The receiving numbers, I hope and think, do get bumped up. But to ask and expect 900 all-purpose yards out of your number 2 back when you're still going to heavily use Zeke, and for good reason, I don't know about that. That's kind of why I gave it 2 stars. He can be a secret, piece and option for your offense, but I don't know if that's really going to be the expectation or even a fair expectation for Pollard in 2020. Now, my secret weapon is Manscaped. The Lawnmower 3.0. Used it last night. You don't have to take my word for it. Ask my wife. She appreciates it as well. Head over to manscaped.com and use promo code COWBOYS. You will save 20% off. In fact, you can go above and beyond, not just the Lawnmower 3.0, which you can use in the shower, by the way. You can get the perfect package as well, which comes with, the lawnmower, these super comfortable underwear as well, ball toner, ball deodorant, just helps make you feel a little bit more fresh down there. A nice little travel case as well. And it's over at manscaped.com. Use promo code Cowboys to save 20% off. And once again, free shipping, by the way, too. Don't take my word for it. My wife can confirm how great that product actually is. Moving on now to Jaylon Smith. Let's discuss him a little bit here. Is he going to move around a little bit more this season? I'm inclined to believe that 3 stars, and I don't know for certain if they're going to flip Leighton Vander Esch and Jaylon Smith in terms of the Mike middle linebacker, Will weak side linebacker designation or not, but I think you'll see Smith's role change a little bit in 2020, which Jaylon kind of hinted at in an interview with Bobby Belt and Jane Slater. I like how Smith approached this. He kind of gave some information without actually telling a whole lot about the playbook and whatnot. I do think you'll see Jaylon Smith blitz a little bit more in 2020, which he can do regardless of weak side linebacker or middle linebacker. And even Leighton Vander Esch said it's kind of the same thing in recent cover 3. So here's what Jaylon had to say. Really just added some tools for myself, man. Being able to showcase my versatility, being able to run sideline to sideline, being able to rush the passer. I'm just looking forward to being able to showcase all of my talents. These guys, meaning the new coaching staff, are putting everyone in the right position, so all I can be is thankful. I don't think that's an intentional dig at Chris Richard and company, but there were times last year where the coaching staff and players didn't always get along that well. There were some chemistry issues on the defense. The big problem for Jaylon Smith last year, and this is partially true of almost everyone on the defense, they weren't as good last year. Now, I think PFF grades in particular can be a little bit team swung, like if the defense is really good overall, it'll only pull up some players' grades. But look, run defense tackling better for Jaylon in 2019. The problem is, it's 2019. Pass rush and coverage are much more important, and especially coverage is where Jaylon Smith's play really fell off last year. So my hope is that whether it's at middle linebacker, weak side linebacker, strong side linebacker, and don't worry too much about the backups. They're all going to be versatile, and they can all move around a little bit. Is that Jaylon has a bounce back year in 2020, and that he looks more like 2018, basically Pro Bowl caliber Jaylon Smith. So do you think he's going to bounce back? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I am inclined to believe. We'll just have to wait and see, though, what actually ends up happening. Let's go on now to Gerald McCoy. Does he have some weight loss? 4 stars on this one from, well, Gerald McCoy himself in the end. Kind of crazy to think that McCoy has already shedded 20 pounds this offseason. So, again, 4 stars on this particular one. This, as we'll get into, isn't great for the Fatties Only brand, but it's probably a good thing for McCoy. Now, he revealed, again, 20-pound weight loss. He said it puts him around 295, so you guys can do the simple math. He was listed at 305, I think, last year, split a little bit heavier than normal. He's also kicked his vegan diet, which, for the record, I think does not work for NFL players. Don't go vegan, guys. Stick with meats and, protein and all that. Now, McCoy is still not undersized at 295 or whatever number he ends up checking in at. But hopefully, adding a little bit more quickness with the weight loss will help McCoy get back on track in terms of pure sack production. 5 sacks is not bad for an interior defensive lineman who's not named Aaron Donald, or I guess J.J. Watt too. 6 sacks, 7 sacks, I'd like that very much. And the Cowboys are counting on McCoy this season. Yeah, you have Dontari Poe to be your true run stopper at the nose tackle spot. You're hoping to get some play out of Neville Gallimore. We'll see what Tristan Hill does this upcoming season, but you're going to need McCoy to play well. Speaking of Fatties Only, have you guys got your t-shirt yet? They are available at chatsports.com/Fatties Only. 2 different colors, the lighter blue and the navy blue. Rep the growing brand of Fatties Only 2020. I'll put that link, just like I'll put the Manscaped link, in the comments and the description as well. That's at chatsports.com/Fatties Only. Let's go to some UDFA talk here to wrap things up. Is Sean McEwen the most exciting UDFA? Not really. I'm going to give this one just the 1 star. I don't really get it. It's from Bleacher Report. And look, McEwen is intriguing to me because I think he can potentially compete for that tight end 2 or tight end 3 spot. Like, he's a good blocker, played in line. That's what you want out of a backup tight end. But that is by no means exciting. And even if this was best, maybe best has a better argument, most exciting, the production that McEwen had at Michigan, this is just not exciting. That's just not that great. Am I saying McEwen's a bad player? No, don't get me wrong there. But if we're focusing on the word exciting, man, there are better options out there, guys. And I think when you go to exciting, you immediately think offense, and you got Darius Anderson and Rico Daddle and a bunch of receivers, Aaron Parker. Kendrick Rogers maybe has the best highlight reel. The consistency was really not there at A&M, but exciting-wise, like, he makes some bonkers catches. Rondell Carter got paid the most. So I think McEwen does have a shot to make the roster, but when I'm listing out most exciting, I need big-time plays or a lot of production, and McEwen just doesn't have that. So I don't want to throw too much shade at him because I think he might make the roster, but I just don't think he's the one that jumps out to me as most exciting among the Cowboys' undrafted free agents. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.